friends, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to see how to configure DNS server and DNS clients for domain name resolution. So what do you mean by DNS? So we all know that you have to resolve your domain names, to resolve your IP address into domain names, right? So we go for DNS server. In other words, so if you want to reach a particular server or your web server, Yahoo server or a YouTube server, any server, you will not use their IP address. You will use the domain name, that is youtube.com, yahoo.com, like that. So they are all domains. On the background, what it will do, the DNS server will be able to resolve this IP address, resolve this domain name that you entered in your browser into IP addresses. So that's how you are able to reach the server when you type the domain name. So this DNS server resolves it and help us to reach the DNS server. So let's get into deep here. I'm going to quickly build a topology and show you how we can configure the DNS server and the client and how we can achieve the domain name resolution. This is the DNS server. Let's begin. So this is the Cisco packet tracer which I'm going to use. So let's take a server. This is going to be our DNS server. And let's take one PC and then we are going to connect them via switch. So let me quickly connect them. Okay, and this is going to be my PC choice. And let's assign an IP address to this as 1.1.1.1/24. Similarly, the DNS server IP can be 1.1.1.100/24. Okay. So now let's configure these IPs to these respective devices. Go to IP configuration. Give 1.1.1.255.255.0. So here in the DNS server, we have to configure the DNS IP address, which is most important here. So we are going to assign 1.1.1.100 for this DNS server. So I have configured here the same. So let's go to this server and assign the IP address. 1.1.255.255.0. The IP has been assigned. Pick 1.1.1. So you have a connectivity with the client as well from the server. So now let's configure the DNS. To configure the DNS, this server needs to be configured with the DNS information. Just click on it. Go to services. And in services, you have a HTTP. Just click on it. And then ensure this both HTTP and HTTPS is on, and then just edit. You are going to build your web page. So let's do the default one. And let's type what this is my new emerging website. Welcome. Okay. Let's save this as a web page. So it will ask for an override. Yes, that's it. And then go to DNS. Now we are going to switch on the DNS. So we are enabling DNS on this server. And now let's give your domain name. So let's give your domain name as www.charles.com. Okay. And the IP address should be 1.1.1. Then add. This is your DNS server IP, because this server is going to use this domain. So this is the record that we are creating the DNS server. So we will talk briefly about what is record, because DNS is a big topic. How it resolves the domain name into IP address is a different story. So you have a kind of process behind the DNS server, which will be covered in the next video. So right now this is a record in which you have created a domain and the corresponding IP address. So domain name into IP address mapping is here. So let's go to the PC and then try to ping the server 100. It will ping. Similarly, ping www.charles.com. So it will ping. So let's go to browser and check whether you are able to, whether our DNS server is able to resolve the domain name that we are entering. So we are going to enter the URL, our domain name www.charles.com, and click go. You can see our web page is populated here because we are able to, because the DNS server on the background is able to resolve the domain name that you have given in the browser. So literally, if you give, let's go back to the browser again, okay, and then type 1.1.1 and the IP directly of the server, it will give the same. So this is what exactly the DNS server is doing on the background. So it is, since we have mapped the IP to the domain names in the DNS record, so the DNS server will fetch that details and it will be able to resolve it when your client browser is requesting the web page. So this is how a DNS server can be configured, and this is a basic principle of the DNS server. This is the basic functionality behind the DNS server. So how it resolves the DNS query. So I hope this will be useful to you, and I will take the more brief technical information on DNS server in the next video. Thank you for listening.